Welcome back to another episode. I am trying to make a video game in Unity using C Sharp. Last episode, and past couple episodes, been trying to get this multi-agents to work. Um, I found I'm not sure if I've completely fixed it, but in my code for the storage object, I um, was doing it kind of wrong. When it would try to use this function here of getting an item info based on a string, it was only grabbing the very first one. And that's not what I wanted to happen. It should also check if if that particular item wasn't already being tasked to someone. So I think that's what was causing the problems and the errors, is that a agent would um, have a plan of picking a blueprint, and then it would target an item that um, could not take. And um, let's see, if I go to take from resource, so it would take an item, like grab the first one, and then it would come to this if statement, and this if statement used to have the not is task. So then it would be like, hey, it got an item, but oh, that one's not task, so we're not going to um, return true. And then it would try to find another storage, which there was only one. So then it would return false, but it would still keep the plan, and it wouldn't fail that plan until it got to the where the AI agent was actually doing the action. And I caught it because I had previous episodes. I created this little window here that showed me some information about the agent, and in the AI agent down here, before it checks a plan, um, try and see where. Yeah, right here. So right here, it's going to set the target again. And so it came here and said, hey, let's set the target. And it was getting this message. And then in this message, when it was failing, I put this little on fail action. And then down here, it does nothing but just gives me a debug. And so that's how I kind of caught it. I was like, this is kind of strange. It's why isn't it finding a target? Because in the storage object or take from storage, the target is the storage, but it still needs to have an item. If it doesn't have an item, then it returns null. Even though it found a storage, it just didn't find an item in that storage take, so it was failing. So that seems to be kind of working now, I guess. It's been kind of hard to debug it because I wasn't sure exactly when it was happening, and um, anyways, I got that. So I'm taking a little break from it. And one thing that I noticed when I was debugging was like, man, I wish I could just pause the simulation, but not pause um, the Unity. So that's what we're going to work on today. Since this is a simulation game, we're going to work on creating a uh, speed function or a game speed function for this. We could put this in the map manager, although the map manager is really dealing with, it's dealing with a lot of things in our game. Question is, do I want another manager or not? We could have a game manager, I guess. And maybe this handles the game speed. So let's just copy some code here to make it a singleton. Just copy this. And copy this. Just change this to game manager. All right, so what do we want it to do? Let's see. Maybe we'll have a public. I've thought about this a little bit and thought of maybe a couple different ways that this could be done. Call this game speed. We'll have pause. Pause. Normal. Fast. And we could maybe this pause not be part of it. Just because, let's say my speed was fast and I pause it and I unpause it, it would go back to being fast. So maybe this will be outside of it. Public Boolean bool is pause. And game speed, I don't know, maybe we have like a super fast. I don't know, what do you want? What would you call that? Next step. Normal, fast, super fast. All right. So I was trying to think of how can we do this. We're gonna need a float game timer, and I don't think it needs to be public. But maybe public float I don't know, game timer max. I don't really like that, but and let's just set this to 1F. And on our start, we're going to say game timer is equal to game max. So if game timer is greater than, is less than or equal to 1, so we'll just count down. Game timer minus. Actually, so here we could do normal speed would be 1. This would be 2. This would be 3. And so we're going to have a public, and I don't know if this needs to be public. Game speed. And let's say in our start, game speed is equal to normal. So this is going to be minus equal 1F times, sorry, not 1F, time dot delta time times the game speed. And we have to, let's do it to a float. Okay, so this is going to control how fast this timer is going. So it starts at 1 and it counts down the time.delta time, which is a small decimal, and then it times it by the game speed. Now in here, let's comment. I haven't been commenting lately. Been so focused trying to get those bugs working. Well, fixed, not working. Get the bugs fixed. Let's just comment this and say, update the game timer when it hits 0. Run all the updates of all game objects. Now you're probably wondering, well, how do you do that since these updates are running all the time? Well, at first I was thinking, maybe all these updates could have like it's checking the game speed or the game timer, and then when the game timer was less than or equal to 0, then it would return. Here, let me put this in here before I forget. Game timer is equal to game timer max. And so we could have something like this. Let's just test this out real quick. Let's put in the AI agent. So let's say at the top of the update function, before it does a space, we put something like this. And we're going to say game manager.instance game timer. I do need to make it public if I do it this way. Let's make it public. I think this can just be serialized field. Here, let's do this real quick since I'm here. Is pause. Let's make this false. But if is pause, if not, then we'll put this all inside of here. So now we can pause it. So in here we'll just, if it's greater than 0, we're just going to return. Alright, so let's go back to our game manager and put in a little testing. If key input, if input dot get key up, it's key code dot alpha 1, yeah. Whoops. If it's 1, we're going to say game speed is equal to normal. And we'll just copy this for 2. Make this fast. Make this super fast. And then let's do one more if it's 0. Is pause is true. Actually, we just say not is pause. So we can toggle it back and on and off. All right, well, let's just test this out and see how it kind of works. Play, get rid of that. Let me start clicking. There we got null reference because we never added it to the scene. Let's call this game manager. And let's reset the position. All right, let's take away that for now. Click, 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 click. It's not going. It's not moving. This is normal speed. So normal speed is too slow. Let's just watch what's going on with our game timer here. Okay, something's not right. Let's go back to it. Maybe I didn't do a minus. I did do a minus. Game timer is minus this times the game speed. Mm-hmm. Let's go to the agent. So maybe this just isn't working. Let's do a little debug here. Update game objects. Let's see if we're updating it. Yep, it is doing it. Uh-huh. So let's say I change this to less than, just less than 0 instead of equals 0. See if that changes anything. I don't think I'm going to do it this way because it doesn't seem to really work that way. You know, it's kind of going too fast. AI agents, if the game timer is greater than 0, return. I mean, if we did like that, this isn't good. I'd be doing it all the time. I'm just going to test it out, just see what happens. Changing the speed. Changing the speed. Yeah, see that don't change anything. All right. Well, one thing, if I go to my AI agent and I go to the game manager, I'm looking for the character, scripts, character controller. So since it's being controlled by the game manager, this right here, we gotta get rid of the delta time now. Let's just see if that makes a difference. Click, whoa, instant. That's a normal. Okay, we got some issues. Let me go to the agents. Um, Okay, 0.1. There we go. Let's see if, okay. And that's on normal. 0.03. If I changed it, I don't seem to be going faster. Let's get rid of this. Well, let's see what's our game speed. Here, let's test the 0 out. Oh well, that won't work anyways. All right, so this isn't really what we want to do. So I'm gonna get rid of this update part. What we want to do, I think, instead is kind of have it where in here, inside this right here, we want to call all the objects that need to update. So how do you do that? One way is if I have a list of all the game objects that have an update, you can loop through all of them. But that then you're trying to manage a list. But there's a thing called an event, and events can allow you to. I did it before with the save and load. You create a delegate, and then you add functions to a an event, and then when that event triggers, um, then all the functions that were added to it get triggered as well. So we'll do that. Um, manage game speed. So there's going to be a public delegate, and we're going to call it well, let me think about how I'm supposed to do this. I don't use these too often. I think I should. They're called callbacks. I need to use them more. It's just an easier way to uh, have things that are kind of listening to, like this event's, you know, how do I want to say it? Like these objects are listening for this event to get triggered, and then when it does, then they do what it needs to do. Delegate, let's call it game update. Okay, what's this? Game update. It's gonna be a void, and then we're going to say a public event. And I think this needs to be like that. Event game update game uh, let's see, how do we want to name it? Game speed update, I guess. All right, so then when we come here, we're going to say game speed update. And we just call that event. Now, in our AI agent, we need to send it. So we're going to change this. Actually, let's go to the character controller. Change the update function to update How can we call it? What can we call it? Um, oh man. Update sim? I don't know. Sure, update sim. So you got, I mean, and then in our agent, update sim, and then update the sim of our base. So then in here, I wonder if I haven't done it yet, but there's two functions we're gonna need: on enable, and we did this with the saving and loading, and we can say on destroy or on disable, and we want to say game manager.instance dot game speed update plus equals to, and we're going to add our update sim function to it. And then what we want to do is like this is basically registering the function to here, and this will deregister it so that if this gets destroyed, quit trying to call the update. Now, one thing that could be a problem is if game speed update is not equal to null. So let's just make sure we have everything. All right, let's see if that changes anything. And just get rid of this for now. We're not even using the village controller anymore. I'm just keeping it around just in case I need to look at the old code. All right, let's just see. It's moving, but it's doing it. It's not calling. Let's go to our AI agent. Base update sim. Okay, maybe now the speed thing's not working. Let's go to our test agent. Let's change this to 5. Um, let's just change it to 100. Nope. Oh, he is moving so slow. No. I don't want to do it 1,000. Okay, this isn't quite working right. Okay. All right, 1 second. That's probably the issue. We're going to say that Hold on, let me look at my game manager. Minus delta time times the game speed. Hmm. Okay, let's just look here. It's like doing it every second, and that's not what we want. Um, okay, it is faster if I change it to 2. Oh yeah, so it is working, just gotta figure out the timing issue. This is like super fast. Doesn't seem and let's just pause it. Okay, cool. So it is kind of working. We just gotta figure out is it the speed of the character or is it the speed of this thing here? Um, what is that? Did you see that? So something's not working right. I clicked here, and that last guy just jumped. Okay, maybe because I did his speed is 0.03. Okay, that's why they're probably going so slow. And you saw like at 5 speed how much faster he was. So it's not really and it's really bad. But you can see here how all of our timers are off. Now it takes a long time. So I'm kind of wondering, actually let's go to those timers. Um, our AI action, we just want to change this to 1 now. And maybe under our AI stat controller, this has an update as well. So we need to change this to update sim. And we need to do the callback for this as well. On enable, on disabled, and change this to game manager.instance dot plus equals to our update sim. Whoops, get rid of those. Okay, let's save it. Now, reason why the animation looks a little weird The whole thing doesn't look smooth, does it? But the timer goes pretty fast. This should almost be like, let's change it to 2. Let me get rid of this so I can build something. And then 3. Okay. It's working, just gotta figure out the timing. That's cool though, and I can pause it. Let's build something, guys. Pause. Doesn't pause that animation. This is also being paused. This is going down very slow though. I didn't change it. Let me go to my. Where would that be at? Probably under the stats. Right here. This needs to change to 1. Let's see what that looks like. It's going pretty fast now. And if we change the speed, okay, we're getting something went bonkers here, or at least it failed an action, which I'm not sure what the action could have been. Let's get rid of this for a sec. Is our stats? Let's pause it. See what happens with our stats. It gets paused. Let's go to 1. Oh, I got push 0 again. 2, 3. Okay, yeah, you can see it. They're sleeping. Maybe that's why that target failed. No, something's still not working. Oh, I thought I had it fixed. You can see they're not taking it to this anymore. Someone failed getting their target, and just still not sure why not. You know what? Maybe let's go to our. Well, I'll fix that later. Let's focus on the timing now. I mean it's working. I don't like doing. Let me go to my game manager where it's this. Let's say 1, 2. Let's say 1. Maybe then we jump 10. And we do 50. Okay. And I play it. It's not really what I want. You see how it kind of like moves 1 square? It's not smooth anymore. Then 10 does instant teleportation when you do speed 10. Hmm. How can we fix that? Get rid of this thing. Actually, let's just start with it not even being able to see it right now because it's just in my way. Go to canvas. Just not see it. Oops. Oh, that doesn't let me see it in the thing. Just turn it off to begin with. Hmm. Let me go to this. Our game timer is minus times game speed. Let me get rid of this debug. Okay, go to character controller. I mean, I don't want to. I don't think this is right. What if in our game manager, maybe we have to do an FPS. Say private. Let's say serialized field. Private FPS frames per second is equal to. Actually, let's make this needs to be a float. Is equal to. We want 60 frames per second. So what would that translate to? We basically want 60 divided by 1 divided by 60. Okay. Now, I could probably need to figure out what that decimal is, but we'll just do that for now. And then do we want times this by that? Or divided by it? Good question. Well, we can always see what happens. Hmm. What's this game object? That's weird. It's my save load manager. Should probably rename that. Um, FPS is 0. I can't do this. Alright, let's think about this for a sec. Alright, so I just Googled real quick what was the decimal. 0.01, probably 17. I think that would make it go slower. You see the game timer, how slow it's going. So what we want, I wonder if this max timer should be, what should be changed? Game max timer is equal to FPS. Before it was 1 second, it was a 1, right? So okay, let's see. No, it's still pretty bad. Oh, let's take away that times FPS. Okay, why can't I get my thing here? Okay, let's get rid of this here. Let's see how that affects it. Okay, all right, that's better. Better as in they're going so fast. The second guy doesn't have time to do it. Okay, so now let's go to our game speed. Let's make this 1. Let's see if we did like 0.1 F. We can't do a float. Public enum. I guess they can only be integers. Really? That stinks. Let's just get rid of this and make this a float. And then we'll say by default it's a 0.1. And then down here, I'll just say 0.1. And then down here, we'll say, just hard code it for now, 1F, 1, and 2. Save it. It is, but still, it doesn't look smooth, does it? There we go, 2. They'll go really fast. 3 is going to be like hyper fast. Okay. Um, ew, no. That is much smoother. If I change this to 0.5, okay. So you see 0.1. Let's see how his bar works when he gets there. And I'm really not sure if this is the best way to do this. Oh man, where's he going? I just want to see the bar. Okay, it looks like instantaneous. And some of that has to do with if I go to the actions. Actually, let's see. So if I go to the action, most of the durations are 1. And so this needs to be, you know, this is okay, like maybe dropping off, but chopping something down, let's see. Gather resource. Maybe this needs to be a 10 now. So even that's pretty, well, actually I might not have changed it for all the agents. Change this to 10. So this is where we got really kind of tweak for this to look right. My FPS for the running it's fine. That should be instantaneously. Okay, so if they're moving at a speed of 0.1, let me see what happens if I increase the speed. Yeah, see now that looks normal. You see that? Which means I'm going to my speed. So now it's looking kind of normal. So this should be 1. This will be 2. This will be 3. Uh, Maybe this will be 10. All right. Hmm. Oh, you know what? Um, Up here I need to change it to 1. It's like, why is it going so slow? And probably like there's a mathematical way of actually doing this. Or that's better. That's much better. Yeah, now if I do 2, you can see I'm going faster. And then 3. Oh yeah. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Cool. And if we pause it, yeah. All right, so um yeah, that seems to be working pretty well. Still having this bug issue of having like 2 and then someone's losing their item here. You know, like why aren't they going to this? They're not going to it anymore. If I pause it and actually, ooh, you know what I can do? I can pause in the game now. You see, someone failed to get their target. You can see here it's saying, well, maybe you can't see, maybe it's too small for you, but failed action. It was trying to take resource from storage, so it didn't find the target again. So we're still having those issues. If I go to my storehouse, okay, 2 were tagged. 2 are tagged. Let me unpause this simulation. Hmm. It was agent 2 was that one, and target agent. He failed it. They both tagged. Let me click this. He failed it as well. And then he failed as well. All right, so I'm going to try to fix that off camera. But thanks again for watching. We'll see what we'll work on next time. Maybe we'll get some of these other actions to work. Hopefully I can get this fixed because this is like a major issue of just taking something from the storage and characters not doing what they need to do. Um, but you know what? It might be. Sorry, now that I've thought about it, I know you thought I was going to end the video, didn't you? Now that I thought about it, it could be in my stat controller. Let's see. Why can't I say AI stat controller? No, maybe not. I thought maybe this was changing the goal. Um, Changing the state would not change, I think, the goal. All right. I'll try to work on that off camera, off screen, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching again. Bye.